Hello and welcome. This is episode 2 of the Big Daddy Biggs blog, book reviews and summaries. I am your host, Big Daddy Biggs, and I hope you enjoyed today's summary of the book Creating a Life That Matters by Rabbi Manis Friedman and Rivka Goldstein. Before I start, though, I'd kind of like to ask you, if you don't mind, go ahead and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out, and it'll help your friends out with the YouTube algorithm and whatnot. But that being said, let's get started. Creating a Life That Matters by Rabbi Manis Friedman and Rivka Goldstein. Introduction. A meaningful life versus a functional life. If you have ever felt that life is more about what you achieve than how you live, Rabbi Manis Friedman's Creating a Life That Matters might be the shakeup you need. I picked up this book while questioning my own sense of purpose, and Friedman's straightforward wisdom, often delivered with a dash of humor, challenged me to redefine success, love, and happiness. Rabbi Friedman begins by contrasting a life that is simply functional, focused on basic needs, success, and outward appearances, with one that is meaningful. He stresses that life isn't just about achieving milestones or acquiring status symbols. It's about creating significance in everything we do. Friedman invites readers to reflect on what matters most to them, suggesting that a purposeful life is one connected to deeper, eternal values. Key insight: a meaningful life is driven by purpose and values rather than external validation. Chapter 1. The Search for Self-Worth. Friedman tackles the complex issue of self-worth. He argues that the modern world's emphasis on self-esteem, self-love, and personal achievements can lead to self-centeredness. According to him, self-worth doesn't come from constantly inflating one's sense of self, but from fulfilling our responsibilities towards others. Humorous story. One of Friedman's humorous examples involves a conversation with a student who was struggling with self-worth. When Friedman asked why he felt low, the student replied, "I haven't done anything impressive," Friedman quipped. "Neither has a tree, but it's still valuable." The story underscores that intrinsic worth doesn't depend on accomplishments, but on simply being. Key insight: true self-worth is independent of achievements. It's about recognizing one's inherent value. Chapter 2. Beyond Happiness, the Pursuit of Fulfillment. In this chapter, Friedman distinguishes happiness from fulfillment. He explains that while happiness is fleeting and often tied to external circumstances, fulfillment comes from making meaningful contributions and connections. This distinction shifts the focus from constantly seeking pleasure to building a life that resonates on a deeper level. Key insight: while happiness is temporary, fulfillment is enduring, born from living in alignment with one's values. Chapter 3. The Role of Relationships. Relationships are central to creating a life that matters. Friedman delves into how often we approach relationships expecting them to, quote-unquote, complete us, but true connection arises when we look to enrich the lives of others. By focusing on what we can give rather than what we can gain, we can create more meaningful connections. Humorous story. Friedman shares the story of a couple he counseled. The husband insisted, "I love her more than anything." And his wife replied, "Yes, but could you act like it?" This lighthearted moment highlights the gap between intention and action, reminding readers that love requires consistent expression. Key insight: the quality of a relationship depends on the willingness to give selflessly rather than demand fulfillment. Chapter 4. Defining Success. Friedman encourages readers to redefine success not as a ladder of achievements, but as a steady commitment to personal growth and contribution. Success, he argues, should not be about societal status, but about integrity, consistency, and genuine impact. Key insight: true success is rooted in personal growth and the positive impact we make on others, not in public recognition. Chapter 5: Freedom Through Responsibility. A unique perspective in Friedman's book is that true freedom comes from embracing responsibility. He proposes that by taking responsibility for others, whether family, community, or even humanity, we gain a sense of freedom from self-centered concerns and anxieties. Key insight: freedom is found not in escaping obligations, but in embracing them wholeheartedly, thus shifting focus from self to others. Chapter 6: The Power of Vulnerability. Rabbi Friedman speaks about vulnerability as the foundation for strong relationships. Many people resist being vulnerable out of fear of rejection or weakness, but Friedman argues that vulnerability allows for true intimacy and connection. He draws on personal anecdotes and Jewish teachings to illustrate that sharing fears and insecurities can strengthen relationships. Key insight: being open and vulnerable with others creates a bond based on honesty and mutual respect. Chapter 7: The Spiritual Aspect of Life. Friedman introduces readers to the concept that life is inherently spiritual regardless of one's religious beliefs. He emphasizes the idea that every action has a ripple effect, and when we align our actions with higher values, we contribute to a greater good. Key insight: our actions have a spiritual dimension, and a meaningful life comes from aligning daily actions with universal eternal values. Chapter 8: Finding Purpose in Pain. In this chapter, Friedman discusses a difficult but powerful concept: finding purpose through challenges and suffering. He doesn't downplay the pain, but suggests that hardships often present opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. This perspective encourages readers to see challenges as part of a larger, purposeful journey. Key insight: struggles can serve as catalysts for growth, prompting us to explore life's deeper meanings and purpose. Chapter 9: Living in the Present. Friedman focuses on the importance of presence and mindfulness. He argues that we often miss out on the richness of life because we're too focused on the future or the past. By being fully present in each moment, we can create more meaningful experiences and relationships. Key insight: living fully in the present moment allows us to engage deeply with life and appreciate its value. Chapter 10: A Life of Gratitude. Gratitude, Friedman argues, is essential to a meaningful life. Rather than always striving for more, he suggests finding joy and appreciation in what we already have. This chapter is full of anecdotes illustrating how gratitude brings a sense of abundance and contentment. Key insight: gratitude fosters a mindset of abundance, allowing us to find joy in life's simple moments. Conclusion: making a lasting impact. In his concluding remarks, Friedman urges readers to think about the legacy they want to leave behind. He emphasizes that our actions, values, and relationships create ripples that can affect generations. A meaningful life, then, is not only about personal fulfillment, but about making an enduring impact. Final key insight: creating a meaningful legacy means living a life aligned with higher values, as the impact of our actions extends far beyond our own lives. Overall reflection: creating a life that matters is a guide to living with purpose, love, and integrity. Rabbi Friedman's blend of humor, wisdom, and profound insight helps readers understand that a life worth living is not about material success, but about deeply rooted values and connections. His stories add lightness to heavy topics, making this book both enlightening and enjoyable. I hope you get a copy today.